Good morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Friday, September 20th, 2013, the last day of summer. If you wish to watch the broadcast you're listening to on Radio Newark Live, you can go to www.catex.com. Actually, it won't be live, it will be a recording. Well, interesting news coming out of London. Everybody had thought that Towers Watson, the sixth largest reinsurance broker in the world, was going to be acquired by Willis. There had been discussions that Willis was going to acquire Towers Watson before the Monte Carlo rendezvous the week before last. However, it was announced today that Jardine Lloyd Thompson is going to acquire the reinsurance broker business of Towers Watson for about $250 million US. They're going to merge the Towers Watson Re business with the JLT reinsurance business. It's going to create a business with combined revenues of about $266 million with 700 people in 35 locations in 17 countries. The combined business will be branded for a transitional period as JLT Towers Re. Last year, Towers Watson's reinsurance brokerage business generated revenues of $166 million. That's pretty good. Upon formal completion of the transaction, Ross Howard, who is currently the head of Towers Watson's reinsurance business, will become executive chairman. Alistair Spear-Cole, the CEO of JLT Re, will become the CEO of the enlarged business. The strongest typhoon of the year is moving toward Taiwan, the Philippines, and China. This is Super Typhoon Usagi, U-S-A-G-I. It has ferocious winds of about 130 miles per hour. It's got a rain-making component that seems to stretch about 700 miles, and it's going to smash into the southern Chinese coast later in the weekend. It's expected to hit Hong Kong Sunday evening. As of right now, the storm is centered about 700 miles southeast of Hong Kong. According to weather forecasters in Taiwan and China, it's the strongest typhoon in the West Pacific this year. The Philippines' northern islands are expecting a deluge of about 20 millimeters of rain per hour. A 5.3 magnitude earthquake has struck the Japanese prefecture that is home to the crippled nuclear power plant, the Daiichi plant in Fukushima. The quake struck at 2:25 a.m. this morning, Friday morning in Tokyo. It was about 177 kilometers northeast of Tokyo. It was right in the area where the Fukushima plant was. Tokyo Electric Power Company has reported that no abnormality in radiation or equipment after the earthquake was found at the plant. Yesterday, Prime Minister Abe ordered TEPCO to scrap all 6 reactors at the Fukushima plant and concentrate on tackling issues like leaks of radioactive water. The 2011 disaster caused 3 reactors to melt, which still require the constant pouring of water over those reactors to keep them cool, which result in the production of about 350 tons of contaminated radioactive water, which has to be stored on the site. So Tokyo Electric Power, in addition to generating electricity, has become a frantic installer and manufacturer of holding tanks for groundwater. Tawa, the legacy firm backed by billionaires Francois Pinault and Lakshmi Mittal, has reported a $27 million group loss for the first half year. They recognized a final accounting loss of $21 million for the sale of an entity called KX Re to Catalina. Tawa is a London-based runoff company that has actually been improving over the past several years, but has suffered some losses of late as a result of this divestiture. Well, the big news in the United States is that as a result of those exchanges of letters, President Obama and President Rouhani of Iran actually may meet next week in New York at the UN General Assembly opening. This could be a very interesting turn of events in American and Iranian relations, of course, which have been on hold since the hostage crisis in President Carter's administration in the 1970s. Meanwhile, in Israel, Prime Minister Netanyahu has dismissed as media spin a flurry of statements by the Iranian president. about the goals of his nation's nuclear program and his willingness to engage in diplomacy. Netanyahu said there's no need to be fooled by words. The test is not in what Rouhani says, but the deeds of the regime, which continues to advance its nuclear program with vigor while the president is being interviewed. He said the Iranians are engaged in a media spin in order to keep the centrifuges spinning. Mr. Netanyahu has described Rouhani as a wolf in sheep's clothing. He's expected to discuss this at his speech to the UN General Assembly on September 30th, and also earlier in the month when he visited President Obama in Washington. The Israelis live in a very dangerous neighborhood, so you can be sure that they monitor all things, including the Iranians as well as, of course, the Syrians. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching and have a good weekend.